All right, this is gonna be a fun one because I'm gonna break down the honest state of AI in 2026. There's a lot of conversations about, is this overhyped? Can it actually provide value? You see the news. And so I'm gonna cover all of this from my perspective as a founder of two businesses who's using AI to actually implement and grow the business. I'm also creating content. I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for AI. Building these dashboards, helping me research on what actually people care about, where people are struggling and where people need help. And if you watch this video, I promise you, you're gonna learn exactly how you can apply AI to your business, how you can make money with AI, and what's hype and what's not. So let's dive into it. So first, I'll start off like, what can AI actually do right now? And my takeaway and my biggest takeaway right now in March 2026 is it can do 90% of your daily work. And the crazy part is it only takes about a day to set up a full system. We'll dive into some examples in a moment, but it's not that complicated. And this is the opportunity to truly win. But right now, you can build agents that are autonomously working for your business and actually moving it forward. Now, where I think a lot of people get confused is they think AI is gonna double their business overnight. And you can put your agents in a position to do so, but it's all about your systems and your processes to actually move the business forward. If you don't have systems, if you don't have a process, then your business is gonna fail regardless, and that's what you need. Right now in the AI space, AI agents are taking over, and they're gonna continue to take over, and we're gonna dive into that. And you have to train the agents like employees. So right now, I'm adding a new agent or two every single day to my business, and it's crazy on what you can actually do. And so you can see right here, I have a co-founder who is the best agent that I've ever had. It actually feels like I have a co-founder. I identify a problem or he identifies a problem and he helps me figure it out by doing a lot of research and understanding how my business can actually win in this scenario. I have a meta media buyer that's already saved me $5,000 a month and we're actually growing. Google media buyer, email marketer, customer service, SEO, and the list goes on and on and on the agents that you can build that can be smarter than your employees now, and they can help your employees, or they could technically replace your employees. And so the whole reason I'm making these videos and I started my social media accounts is because for the last 2 years, I've been diving into AI and I've been wasting so much time. Like, I will be transparent about that. I wasted so much time. But when OpenClaw came out and this new agent system started really coming forward in 2026, you can start seeing the benefits. You can actually grow your business, build systems that grow your business. And now I don't believe it's hype anymore because I'm actually seeing impact. I'm actually growing on my businesses. I'm actually building a community through AI. And there's no doubt there's hype because I get about 50 messages a day from founders asking, can I help them set it up? Can I teach them how to do it? Will I get on live calls? And I already have 100 people in my community that started 2-3 weeks ago. And so my point here is it's a news cycle at the end of the day. It's gonna overhype things and it's also gonna be very dramatic about things, but AI is here to stay. There's no doubt about it. Now, how is it actually gonna impact the world? We don't know that. But what I do know is that this is an opportunity and AI is gonna continue to get crazier. And if you've been following the AI space, you've seen these arguments over and over online. Claude Code just killed OpenClaw. OpenClaw is better here. Claude Code is better here. And my take is OpenClaw has changed the industry. Now, all these other platforms are trying to catch up. However, they will always be limited. But I like this post because I think it really represents my perspective and what I'm seeing happening. So everyone's making these posts. Claude Code is better than OpenClaw. And I'm not here to really argue about OpenClaw being the best. I won't die on that hill because I know technology moves really quickly. I know AI moves really quickly. But what I do know is that what OpenClaw has brought to the world is staying. The infrastructure that it built, all these other companies are jumping on. And so this example is someone saying that Claude Code work is better than OpenClaw and is killing OpenClaw. And the response is the part that I like the most. It says, I'm so tired of these posts. They might as well be titled, I can't set up OpenClaw correctly and I need an easier version right now. And that is true. If you don't take the time to really set up your OpenClaw, which doesn't take that much time, by the way, but you do have to learn it, then it's not gonna work. You should just stick to the enterprise versions and not worry about OpenClaw. Because OpenClaw is open source, which means you can do anything. All these other platforms, Manus, Claude Code, they're very limited. You can list all the things that they can do. Now, I'm gonna dive into it a little bit later because I do use Claude Code on a daily basis. I actually use it more than OpenClaw, but OpenClaw automates my business. And I'll dive into that a little bit. So all that to say is that there's gonna be a AI tool war where everyone's always complaining, what's better here, what's better there, and it's gonna continue to happen. This is not just right now. In 6 months from now, there's gonna be tools competing, and you just see this. You see one of the biggest companies in the world, if not the biggest company in the world, I actually don't know, NVIDIA. You have Jensen Huang, the CEO, launching OpenClaw, and he's saying this is the future. Basically, this is just OpenClaw with the extra security. And he sees that you need to have these agent systems. And if you don't know what an agent is and how it's different than your chats, I'm gonna dive into that in a few sections, so stick with me. But the big deal here is OpenClaw really changed the game. That is what I see right now. And I put a lot of thought and time into this, and even 6 months to a year, I know a lot's gonna change, but the infrastructure with OpenClaw and what they did to the industry will stay the same. It's gonna continue to get better. And I saw this post just like 2 days ago, and I wanna dive into it. And it's from Dan Fleischman, and I just know he's a phenomenal entrepreneur, business owner, and I wanna dive into this post. So basically he's saying, reality check. AI technology is not gonna impact the day-to-day of most small businesses. AI agents are not going to be running most companies. Cloud bots, OpenClaw, are not going to force massive layoffs the way the media portrays. And the reason why is human nature. And he says all this to say, in his caption, he says, but the businesses that do adopt this AI are going to run laps around all these other competitors. Because all these brands, they still have ugly websites. They still don't know how to do anything already. And so they're not going to adopt AI right away. That's true. But what I agree the most is the brands and the companies that adopt AI, that adopt this new technology that can really transform your businesses, those are the ones that are going to win. That is the state that I think the AI space is in now. We actually have agents that actually can provide value. And so I made this slide because this is what you prayed for. This is what you hoped for, to actually have an opportunity to win in business. And it's here right now. And no one has an unfair advantage besides yourself to learn it, to adopt it to your business, and find ways to win with it. And so Dan's right. Most businesses won't adopt it. They won't learn it. They won't prioritize it, and they're going to fall behind. This is an arbitrage window right now. And if you take advantage of it, you will win. Now, this is the part of the video where you're going to find out that AI is going to impact us in a way that is different than you thought. So yes, if you adopt AI right now, it can replace 90% of your work, your daily work, your team's work, your customer service, your media buying. It can replace 90% of that. But what Jensen Huang says, brought him up twice in this video already, is that AI is not actually gonna make your life easier. It's gonna make your life more busy. And there's actually a lot of stats behind this. And his whole point is, if you have a 500K developer and they're not spending $250,000 in tokens, he said he'll go apeshit. And what he's saying is your output needs to be a lot more. Don't use AI just to replace your work. Use AI to replace your work and then 10x, 100x your output. So AI is not here just to replace. It's here to expand your role. And this is the huge shift that I see in my business right now, because I set up my agents and they're operating like, again, 80 to 90% of our business. And now I have all this time, but I need to build systems to truly grow the business. And now every day I'm basically shipping out new systems, new agents to help us grow more. So what I was able to do last year, I'm able to 10x in just like 2-3 weeks. And so you should check this All In podcast if you haven't, because it dives into a lot more details, but you need to use AI to 10x your output. And so just for an example, this is a software that I used to pay, I think $150 to $250 a month for. And I use AI to replace it. It took my team about 4 hours to do. And not only are we able to replace that $250 per month, but we're able to push out a lot more. I built this whole platform to scrape all of our competitor ads and then recreate them for my brand autonomously. And so now we can push out 500 ads a day easily. And this is just one example of how you can build systems in your business to multiply your outputs. And so I wanted to make this video to give you a really good understanding of where AI is right now. And as I speak to other founders and other builders, the biggest thing that I realize is that the reason why they're not able to implement AI is because they think it's a black box. They think that they can't understand what's happening under the hood. And that's the part that I'm trying to help business owners and other entrepreneurs really understand, that it's not a black box. At least not how we're going to use it as businesses. It's not a black box. It's just a system. And so not to get too technical, but basically this is the system that you have when you're talking about agents. Your chatbot is just a chat plus a message, and then you get a response. But now what OpenClaw has really brought to life is agents. Now, all these other platforms, again, are bringing agents to theirs as well, but they may have some limitations because OpenClaw is open source, which means you can connect to anything. If you have an idea, you can do it. But the way agents work is they have a prompt as well. However, they have a lot more. They have tools, they have skills, they have knowledge, they have memory. And so they're basically an employee. And that's what makes it different. And when you understand this, then you understand how you can manipulate an agent, how you can build an agent, and how you can leverage an agent. Because they also have a schedule to automate it. So in this example, you can see an agent breakdown. These are simply just files, text files explaining what is your identity. That's very similar to a prompt that you'll put in ChatGPT and you'll save. What's your soul? What's your personality tone? Again, that's something that ChatGPT already kind of had. But this is where it goes to the next level. Your memory. Every time you chat with it, it saves it into its memory. And I know these chatbots have a little bit of memory, but it's never consistent. But the part that takes these agents to the next level, and that's why they called it OpenClaw, was they get tools. And so you can connect it to your Meta ads. You can connect it to your Klaviyo. You can connect it to your Google ads. You can connect it to your Shopify, your website. It can connect to anything, and then it can build it. So my website was built by AI. This website where I'm showing this whole presentation where I see a lot of creators use Miro for it, I have AI doing it. I just tell my agent I want to make a presentation. I talk about everything I want to talk about. He helps me do more research, and then he builds it in my branding. And it's like clockwork because I gave him a skill and I gave him tools to do so. And so once you understand how agents work and how the new AI system works, it starts to really click because you just have to look at your business and look at your role and figure out, what do I actually do? And now break it down step by step by step. And then just tell the AI agent what you do, what steps you do, have them do research on how you can be better, and then say, hey, I want you to build this for you. And then once you build it, which again, this is just chatting through the chat as well. Once you build it, now you can say schedule it. And that's where OpenClaw becomes the best because all these other platforms, you really can't schedule it. But if you have OpenClaw, it's always working autonomously. And therefore, you can schedule it. Your laptop doesn't need to be on. Your desktop doesn't need to be on. It's always scheduling. So a few schedules that I have or agents that I have with schedules, my Meta Media Buying agent. Every day, 2 times a day, he gives me an optimization report. He looks at our ads. He's connected to the API for Meta Ads Manager. Gives me the full breakdown. Gives me recommendations on what he wants to do. I say, yes, do that. He goes and does it. Then he logs it and saves that into his memory so he understands what we did on a daily basis. On top of that, he sets up all of our ads. And so if I message him and say, hey, there's more ads in there, he'll go set them up. And then every night at midnight, he checks actually a Google Drive automatically and checks a folder to see if there's new ads in there, and he'll set them up. And just these examples, if you can break it down in your business, what's actually happening, you can have AI do it. And this is why I say about 80 to 90% can be done. Customer service, media buying, even creatives. And so the key to building AI in 2026 is if you can think about your process like an engineer and break it down step by step by step, then you can rebuild it and have AI automate it. And I know you might be saying, Trey, you're speaking very vague. Like, what does that actually mean? Well, that is exactly what I'm teaching in my community, the AI Income Labs. If you go to Classroom, I give you the exact agents I built that you can install in 10 minutes and they're working for you right away. You don't have to build it yourself. But on top of that, I teach you how to build agents. So you can come up with a process. Say you want to start a new UGC program, user-generated content program, and you need to reach out to hundreds of people daily. Well, just chat with your agent and say, hey, I want to build this new agent to do this. Your co-founder agent or your main agent already knows your whole business. They will plan it out and build it for you. And next thing you know, in 30 minutes, you have a perfect agent connected to your email. That's the tool it has. And you build a skill saying exactly how you want to reach out and who you want to reach out to. And it's automatically doing it every single day because you gave it a schedule to do it while you're asleep every night. And so how do you win in 2026? It's pretty straightforward. Step 1, look at your business right now and automate the steps as much as you can. You should get 70 and 90% automated. Now, there's definitely elements that need human touch when it comes to creative, when it comes to building relationships with humans, and when it comes to real decision making. But everything else can be automated, and OpenClaw has the tools to do it. So step 1 is automate everything in your business. Now, this can take 1 to 3 weeks to automate everything. Now, this will save you thousands of dollars right away. There's no doubt about it. It's going to save you so much money. It's also going to make your business and your current systems better. And once you get that down, now you have more time to actually be strategic in your business And now you build more systems. You remember that program that you wanted to do last year, but you didn't have the team to do it, you didn't have the resources to do it? You have that now. Remember how you wanted to start B2B outreach because you believe that's how it's going to grow your brand, but you just don't have the time and the resources? You have that now. Remember how you wanted to comment to every post that people make or do some different type of outreach strategies? You have the resources to do that now. And so that is step 2. Start building these new systems that are going to grow your business forward. And then step 3, start hiring builders. People who actually understand how systems work, understand how businesses move forward, and start hiring them so we can continue to increase the output with AI agents. This is the playbook that I see to win in 2026 and beyond. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're not in our community yet, make sure you check it out. We are building and sharing as much as we can of all the systems I'm building in my business, but also as I'm getting feedback from other builders and founders, I'm helping build those and share that in the community as well. But the biggest thing you're gonna get from this community is being around other winners who are using AI to win. Because I believe AI is gonna continue to compound. This is the arbitrage opportunity. It feels like running meta ads in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, those early days. If you ran an ad, you were printing. Unfortunately, I didn't start until 2019 and I didn't get that huge arbitrage opportunity. This is like being a creator in 2018, 2019, 2020, those early days where they're still printing money because they built a community that early. And this is the opportunity right now to start building systems with AI. Now, there is a learning curve, but once you understand how AI is actually working, which I teach in the community, then it starts to really click. And now you can look at any part of your business or any opportunity that you could come up with and you say, I know how I can deploy that. I know how I can bring that to my system, not in 3 weeks, not in 2 weeks, in 1 to 2 days. And so the link to the community is gonna be below. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them down and I'll make sure I get back to you. And regardless, I hope this video was very valuable and you learned a lot because this is the time to win and I hope that we all can win in this scenario. You already took a step to watch this video and learn. Now you need to apply those learnings to actually grow your business. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all those things so I know that you actually enjoyed this video.